Hey there, my darling, and welcome back to the second part of my broadcast. Let us make sure that we are broadcasting. Yep, now live on my channel, part 2. Good. Right. Already talked to those two. Now it's time to talk to you and continue the story. But cool Jaja is ready to return to Juno. Juno. You know? You know. If you know, you know. Would that we had time to show you more of Tuliolal, but we can't afford to have anyone wandering about in Juno. Then let us make haste to Yaktalal. Let's go by this way. It's hard to blame anyone for wanting to take a peek inside. I know I certainly would. The sooner we clear this place out, the better. I can only speak for myself, but the idea of running headlong through a mysterious rift to God knows where in search of treasure seems absurd. Tural has no shortage of legends, like the City of Gold, to inspire would-be treasure seekers. No risk is too great if they believe their dreams can be realized. Efforts better spent on more honest living, I'd say. Hehehe, walking the noble path like you, brother. In any case, whomever we find in there, we have to get them out quickly. There's all the adventurers trying to get in. Who knows? I realize how preposterous it seems, but none of this is real. A mumble jab by the name of Cyril Jack created this place. Auction house, any questions? In the past, great wealth. And what if one of those weird shadow things decides to gobble you up? This is not at all what it should be. What I wouldn't give for a drink right about now. Oh, there's another area in here. Welcome, Chamber of Commerce. Wait, is this job labor? When I jumped through that rift, I was expecting a dungeon, or maybe a labyrinth, not whatever all this is. It's dangerous, and I need to leave. Don't make me laugh. Not long ago I heard someone crowing in the streets about some rare stone they found. Something like that could be worth a fortune. I'm not going anywhere if there's riches lying around for the taking. You're not fooling anyone, you just want all the treasure for yourself. But I'm not leaving till I've found it. We don't mean to threaten you, but you need to leave at once. This place is more dangerous than it looks. No one knew up there. I guess no one here. Hey, I didn't see you in the boiler tree. Get anything good from Aquarius? Never seen a city like this in Terral before. Dangerous, you say? Perhaps I should hold off on surveying further then. What a shame. I happened upon a rather curious stone. I hoped to take it with me, but it was stolen by some torn rotten brute. Without knowing the value of that stone, I can't say it's worth giving chase, but it ran off to the south if you mean to go after them. I'll be leaving now. If it's truly dangerous, you say, I hope you'll be leaving soon as well. You mean the fellow I talked to over here? You came looking for fancy trinkets too? Well, feast your eyes on this. We spoke with anyone who listened, though a few were too stubborn to heed our warnings. A block of raw electrope? But how? I take it you're the one that found this. I'm sorry, but we can't let you leave that with that stone. It's too dangerous. You expect me to just hand it over? Ah, this isn't Tulioli. You have no authority here. I found it and I'm keeping it. This is for your own good. Put the stone down and walk away, or else... Careful, brother. Lay a hand on him, and the bow of resolve will never let us hear the end of it. We're already in her debt as it is. Fine. You've come here to make your fortune, yes? Then let me pay you for it. That would certainly save me the trouble of finding a suitable buyer, but don't expect me to let it go for cheap. We couldn't help but overhear you selling an artifact you found in this ruins. Whatever this gentleman's willing to pay, I assure you I can pay more. Great. Just what we needed. What do you suppose we do now? Explaining the circumstances surrounding this place would likely take more time than we can afford. Ah, of course. Why not hold an auction for the stone? An auction? That would certainly simplify matters. It would save you the trouble of bargaining with all interested parties separately and incentivize them to pay you handsomely, lest they be outbid. Fine by me, but I'll only be accepting payment in gil. This money will be taking me overseas, where I'll finally live the life I've always wanted. My work has been turning a tidy profit these days, so I've coin to spare. I'd offer every last gil up to my name if I have to. That stone will be mine. An auction should hopefully make things easier for Bakulja-cha. Assuming he can outbid his competition, of course. I'm guessing Alexal was expired by the nearby auction house. Still, that was quick thinking. Let's hold the auction already and get this over with. If I may have your opening bids. Can you handle the bidding? We don't have much experience with auctions, but we do have coin you can use. Around 1 million gil saved up from our work with the Landsguard. Hopefully that will be enough. I have no time for the back and forth of this bargaining nonsense. All I need is one bid to win that stone. Foreign merchants relieved me of my stock a few moons past. It's a good thing they did. 1,500,000 gil, and was forced to spend half of it on preparation of this expedition. While it's imperative that we could cover the leg drop, it wouldn't do to just show your hand too early. Better to be conservative with your bids, staying just ahead of the competition. Damn, I wish I had money to join in. Seems like fun. We have 1 million gil all told, but I'm trusting you won't need to spend all of it. So, what's your offer? The auction has begun. Outbid your competitors for the electrum while conserving your capital. Right then, how much will you start with? 100,000 gil. Is that all? Then I'll start with 400,000 gil. 400,000? I was hoping to keep at least half my savings, but if we have to bid more... $600,000 gil. 600,000? How is anyone meant to compete with that? 1 out of the running? Good. Then I'll bid 700,000. Only one left now. I don't think he'll give up without a fight. $800,000 gil. $200,000 gil to spare. Not bad, Elita. This looks to be all of it. The stone is yours. That was more expensive than I would have liked, but nothing a few hunt bills can't make up for, I hope. As fun as that looked, I'm sure I would have made a mess of things if that were me. I tend to get a little carried away under pressure. Well done, friend. Now let's have a look at the electrope. Ah, this presence. It feels familiar. The Shadow Lord. There's no mistaking that deep and bitter malice. This stone must have served as the heart of the Shadow Lord's echo. He was a being of pure hatred, responsible for bringing about the Crystal War. I was part of the company that would eventually bring his reign of terror to an end. You helped defeat the Shadow Lord? Meaning, Alzal must have been there with her, but I don't remember even hearing about that. In any case, I will hold on to the electrope. We should hurry back and speak with the Lance Guard. Excuse me, but were you speaking of the Shadow Lord just now? If there's more you wish to know, perhaps I can be of help. I've had a great many tales of the fiend from the bards who frequent taverns here in Juno. I've been waiting over yonder near the fountain for my companions to arrive, but you're welcome to speak with me until they do. A most welcome offer, though there is much to be said for first-hand encounter with the echo in question. Perhaps we can revisit these tales another time, after we've made certain no more treasure hunters can readily gain entry. Let's return to Tuliolo and speak with the Landsguard, Elita. Come and meet us at Bright Bloom Post. Ah, there you are. If you've any burning questions about this place or anything else in Vanadale, I should be happy to answer them. Tell me about yourself. Me? I'm no adventurer of any particular renown, if that's what you were expecting. Just a man come from Bastock, looking to see more of the world. While I lack in fame, I make up for it with strength in numbers. I've no shortage of being friends willing to accompany me in pursuit of riches, should I reach out via Lung Pearl. The armor I wear is proof of our accomplishments, salvaged from depths of the Asdal undersea ruins. That said, I treasure my time with them more than any trinket or bauble we've unearthed on our travels together. You understand, surely? Tell me about Fafnir. The great dragon that slumbers in the depths of the Boida tree. Yes, I know of it, as does anyone who would dare venture into Zeta. Stories of a great hero who did battle with a dragon, their harrowing encounter concluding with a strike at its heart, and the fabled blade Ridiel. If only they hadn't missed the mark. The blade is said to remain nestled in the beast's bosom, even to this day. To survive such a blow and live for all these years with Sibika's strength, I struggle to imagine. And yet the tales of its might have not deterred the brave and foolhardy from venturing into the tree. Hopefully they can slay Fafnir and claim its spoils. Few have reached the dragon's area and lived to tell of it. Tell me about the archangels. I've heard stories of 5 warriors clad in black. If the fates are kind, I will never have the poor fortune to cross paths with them. They were not born, but forged from crystal, assuming the legends are true. The dawn goddess Altania wept 5 tears that gave birth to the 5 races: Hume, Elvan, Tataru, Mithra, and Galka. The archangels are said to be the embodiment of their sins. Apathy, arrogance, cowardness, envy, rage, the darkness that lurks within us all. No one is certain why they were created. The prevailing theory is they served as guardians of some ancient paradise. Tell me about the Shadow Lord. The great darkness of the Northlands, hatred made manifest. There's not a soul in all of Vanadale who doesn't know of the Shadow Lord. His sole desire was to bring about the extinction of Altana's children, and so he rallied together the Beastmen, inciting what came to be known as the Crystal War. The Beastmen's assault was merciless, and it was not long before Bastock, Sandiora, and Windurst were brought to their knees. It was only after the Archduke Camlanut convinced them to join forces with the Grand Duchy of Juno that they gained the momentum needed to push back. United as the Alliance of Altana, they would eventually drive the Beastmen back from their lands, and soon found themselves going on the offensive in Zarkabard. The Alliance proved victorious in the end, but not without a great many sacrifices. Peace had been restored to Vanadiel, for a time at least. The Shadow Lord was somehow resurrected 20 years later, but thankfully he was slain before the Beastmen could be emboldened to take arms a second time. There is much speculation as to his origins. Most believe he was once a Gallica, if you can believe it. He was betrayed by one of his companions, mortally wounded and left to die. A dear friend of his was also said to be cut down in the altercation. He succumbed to his wounds, but his rage and despair would remain, giving life to the Shadow Lord. If what you say is true, and he has returned once more, perhaps the flames of his hatred can never truly be extinguished. Did decide to leave after. Good. Here we go. To the home. I was hoping a few of the Lance Guards would be here already. The Lance Guard all appear to be well trained and well armed. I dare say they would be a match for even our soldiers back home. Once again we're left with nothing but time on our hands until Cyril Just shows himself. I suppose there's no shortage of work to be done if we ask the Lance Guard. You may be better served to explore in Tural, familiarizing yourself with the land. It wouldn't do to find yourself lost when you're needed most. An honest-to-God's adventure! What a great idea! You're coming with me, Altsal, and don't you dare say you're not interested. Any self-respecting adventurer would jump at a chance like this. I'll not deny the suggestion piques my interest. We warn you now, though. The wilds of Tural are rife with danger. It's no place for the unprepared. I welcome the challenge. I could hardly count the number of times Vanadiel has been visited by some world-ending calamity, but no matter how dire things may have seemed, we've always found a way through, together. This'll be no different, I'm sure of it. There's nothing we can't do so long as we have each other. A band of adventurers barely met, united in the face of great peril, just like old times. Are adventurers always so sentimental? Is that so terrible a thing? Ah, here he is. The moment we learn anything about Saril Jazz movement, I've asked him to contact you. Meanwhile, in the echo of Tulia, soon we will slaughter them all. Is that not so, Saralja? Soon, my Dawn Servant, very soon. Then there should be none to stop you from taking your rightful place on the throne. How fortunate for me he lacks the wisdom of the true Dawn Servant. But if he will be made fit to rule, I must choose from the echoes carefully. The Shadow Lord showed promise, but Vanadiel is a land of rich history. I needn't settle for those who are but a blink of an eye in the annals of history. With the strength of the ancients, I will bring Tural, no, the whole world, to its knees. We've yet to hear any word of Saralja's whereabouts. Rest assured she will be the first to know should we learn anything. First of all, let us change to Monk and then a notion of promotion. We can't simply wait around and hope customers will find Southern Records. Vital people are made aware of the Tural Travel Agency's existence. To that end, I had these promotional flyers made up. Can I trouble you to distribute them in Okebeke Bay? Traders travelling from the capital often visit the settlement. I'd have you seek out potential customers, give them a flyer. Ideally, they'll spread the word about our enterprise to their associates and loved ones. The Hanu reside in Okebeke Bay are already familiar with the agency, so try and target other Turali while handing out the flyers. Travel safely. A sack full of memories. Upley is concerned about his stock of souvenirs. The travel agency is planning to add Okehanu souvenirs and mementos to our store shelves. We'll take a small operating fee, of course, but the bulk of the profits will be funneled back to the local artisans. The wares in question will be all items from Hanucraft on a daily basis. We thought such goods would make the perfect keepsakes, and so negotiated a deal to sell them directly to our customers. We're expecting a new batch at any moment. As a matter of fact, would you mind visiting one of our industrious artisans and picking up the next delivery? Ripley is worried about the predations of hungry fiends versus foliaged fearful tourists. It's heartening to see Dock Boga so vibrant and bustling, but the increased traffic is drawing some unwanted visitors. We're facing an invitation every once. If we're to protect our customers from those roving seedkin, we need to routinely thin their numbers. I'd appreciate the assistance of a special advisor in this matter. Sightings have been reported in the stride of the sun. Please survey the area and deal with any ooids that emerge. Something I want to check is... what do we get? The attend emote. We get a diamond weapon minion, and we get a loose fit cover. Also get another couple of these seal rock and red sands. I'll have to start working on those at some point. Can I assume you've come to collect the souvenirs? I want to impress the agency's customers with the quality of our craft, so I've been working doubly hard to ensure everything is perfect. Here, please hurry this shipment back to Ubli. Please see those souvenirs directly back to Ubli. I'd hate for his customers to be disappointed. So big. You've been searching for me? More promotion for a new travel agency. As it so happens, a friend of mine's been asking to see his flyer. I wish I could put an end to their pestering. Much obliged. Are you here on business too? Ah, it's you again. One of the friends that I showed that flyer to made a booking with agency and had a wonderful time. I'll happily take another and spread the word even further. What's the matter? I'm glad you dropped by with another flyer. Some family friends were eager to find out more. I'll show them this next time I'm home. That's so cute. What's your building, man? Looking back on it, it seems the great storms are herald from the heavens. said to prepare us for all the many trials and tribulations we followed in his wake. Should be a thing nearby, there it is. I must get my kettles out. I appreciate your help handing out the flyers. Given the number of visitors passing through, Okebek Bay might just be the best location in Kozumauka to promote the travel agency. Of course, flyers are available outside our office in Tuliula, but there's nothing like a grassroots approach to really generate awareness. Each flyer we hand out is a promotional customer in the making. My job is to make sure expectations are exceeded, and if and when they decide to visit. You have the new batch of souvenirs. The sack bulges with souvenirs crafted by a hard-working local person. Ah, excellent, thank you very much. In case you were curious, this time the sack was filled with Hanu dolls. The figures are woven out of the village's cherished reeds and were originally placed in the home to ward against harm. Thank you again for your help. If past experience is anything to go by, these will soon sell out as well, so I'd appreciate any time you could spare for these delivery runs. Thank you for dealing with the seedkin. For the time being, our customers need not fear their predictions. In fact, we've just taken delivery of an extract known to ward off Uouts and their ilk, and to spread the repellent in the area as an additional precaution. That said, such measures are by no means permanent. When the creatures return, I hope I can count on your help again. When it comes to chasing her dreams, my sister is like a wild alpaca, charging up a mountainside. Unstoppable, that is. I imagine her pitch was rather forthright. As Lipa's brother and coordinator of the foundation of the agency, I sincerely thank you for agreeing to join us. Let's see. Reputation is 360 out of 510. We get 60 each time, so we should go up to more. And I'm getting good with my experience. Okay, I think my headpiece is cutting out a little bit, so I'm going to need to plug it in. Hopefully that solves the problem. Yep, it seems to be charging. Alright. Both the things I need to access are down there. This one first, because this one's just a simple unlock. Have you come here to share a heroic yarn with me, Elita? Please do go on. You have my rapt attention. So, what have you brought for me today? Trials and tribulations of Queen Sphene, who was confronted with many a difficult decision as she sought to protect the citizens of her nation, Alexandria. In that realm, people regard souls as merely a resource, and when they die, the ether of their memories is used to create the endless, simulacra of the departed that can only be sustained with life force harvested from the living. Being so very different from that we know, such a way of life is difficult for us to accept. Indeed, it seemed only inevitable you should come into conflict with Sphene. She herself was not among the living, but an entity brought forth to fulfill a certain objective, and therein, I believe, lay the root of this tale's tragedy. Recreated from the noblest of souls though she was helpless to defy the purpose to which she had been bound, protecting the endless no matter the cost. Thus did she continue on her destructive path, though she knew it led only to a dead end. A question, if you may, my friend. Deep in your heart, do you believe the Sphene whom you met was alive? She was alive in her own way. So you think that even with the knowledge that her existence differed from the living, you hold that she was alive? I thank you for your honest answer. I shall take it to heart. For my part, whether or not she was possessed of life, I believe there existed an individual called Sphene who cared deeply for her people, who heard the voices of her people, felt as they did, and thought only for their welfare. That is why, at battle's end, she returned as the gentle soul you knew. But here, a thought filled me with dread. What if that soul failed to return, and the fearsome entity she had become continued its relentless onslaught? Might it have succeeded in its objective, and plundered life force from other realities, at the cost of untold destruction? Of such a possibility shall I sing, that we might give thanks for the path we were mercifully spared. By golden light two rulers walked, their paths in conflict lying. One bound to slay, one bound to save, one sworn to save, they forged ahead uniting, untiring. The memories of departed days endure as fate fetters, for keepers staunch a blessed warmth, oblivion for the breakers. Have you come here to share yarn with me, Elita? Please do go on, you have my rapt attention. Ah, I understand. You have no tales worth telling. Yeah, that is. I know for certain 'tis a matter of time until you are thrust into the heart of matters most dramatic. Fortunately, the citizens of the city are great lovers of tall tales and flowing verse. We simply cannot hear enough of your exploits, Elita. Thank you for being my ever-dependable muse. A royal invitation. Bulwark is eager to hear how you've been getting on. Ah, it's a pleasure as always, Elita. Have you been able to relax lately? Wonderful. As busy as you've been, with the right of succession amongst other things, you deserve an opportunity to experience Tuliyola at a more leisurely pace. Sampling the tacos at Zebo's tray is one way to do so. They're made the traditional way and ladened with fillings, and are absolutely sublime. If you have an empty stomach, the owner Brook Ibu will look after you. Ah, talking about the tacos at Zebo's tray has given me a craving. If you have time and an empty stomach, do go and have some for me. Well, if it isn't Elita. Alone today, are you? I see, I see. If you have anger for tacos, then they're on the house. Consider it a token of gratitude for your help tracking down those treasures. Go ahead and find a table. I'll bring you your meal as soon as it's ready. Your red-haired friend's become something of a regular. Rare is the day he won't take one with him in the morning stroll. You still love tacos, I hope? Heh. You ate so many when you turned 5, you could barely move afterwards. Remember that? No, not really. That was 30 years ago for me. Right, sorry. It's still strange for me too. Just the other day you were a little boy, clinging to your mother's skirt as you set off for Usulani. And now you're a man grown with a face full of hair. Even so, I knew you were my son the instant I saw you. We're still family and you can always rely on me. Relying. That feels like the only thing I'm doing right now. On you and everyone else. I can't even start a fire without assistance at my new job. Back in Alexandria, we had Electrope. If I needed fire, all I had to do was press a button. Everything was at our fingertips. But here I'm a helpless... a culinarian who can't even light the stove. The way the others in the kitchen stared at me, God, I'd never felt so embarrassed. I'm sorry to hear that. I'd been told the tales, but it seems life really is different within the dome. My wife and children, I was thinking I'd have them join me once things had settled, but at this rate... I say you send for them. If they're your family, they're mine, then they're mine too. I'll do whatever's necessary to make it work. I didn't mean to overhear, but it seems you're having trouble adjusting to life in Tuliala. Vat. To folk like yourselves, we've established a support group at the Wing of Reflection. There you can learn the skills you need to live outside the dome. It isn't easy being back, I know, but I'm hopeful it can make things easier. That's exactly what I need. I'll definitely seek this group out, and I'll bring my family with me. Thank you. Oh, look who it is! I was just about to go and find you, Elita. You don't mind the company, I hope. I could use a bite to eat myself. Ah, the tacos here never disappoint. So, what have you been up to lately? I've been making a name for myself at the Arcadion. You're fighting in the arena in Alexandria by facing off against tough opponents? I wager you've honed your skills even further. As for myself, I'm being kept busy with duties at the palace, but whenever I find a moment, I like to walk the streets and talk to people. That way I can better understand the problems they have and share them with Guana to figure out solutions. I was on one such walk just now, and as I mentioned, I was hoping to find you. Guana and I have something we want to discuss with you. As Dawn servants, do you have time to come to the palace? Great, I'll go on ahead. Please come and join us once you've finished here. It seems Koan has gone somewhere. Sorry. Mistress Elita, it is always an honor. Thou Koan has stepped away to attend to a pressing matter, but he should join you before long. Oh, you're all here too. Thou Koan has summoned us, though truth be told, Alphino and I have been seeing him quite regularly as of late. He asked us to share our knowledge about Hanish culture, you see, in hopes of further strengthening your alliance. We were of course happy to oblige him. Croyle and I were likewise summoned, otherwise we've been carrying on with our work, compelling information on the Golden City. My grandfather embarked on his investigation 20 years ago. With our report, we shall finish what he started. Lest you wonder, Thancred and Urianji have left to resume their tour of Tural. Ishtola, meanwhile, is back to researching cross-rift travel. She was here just a few days ago to get Koana's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key in your keeping at some point. If the look she had in her eyes was any indication, I suggest you brace yourself for when she comes calling. You're like to be stuck with her for a while. As for Estinian, we know neither where he is nor what he's doing. Some things never change. My apologies for the delay. Think nothing of it. We took advantage of the time to catch up. So, what can we do for you? Hopefully present company is enough for whatever it is you need. The matter for which I have summoned you pertains to Alexandria. A state funeral will soon be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Sveen. King Gululja and his administration have invited us to attend. While certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment of Yusilani, I see no reason not to attend. For generations, the Alexandrians lived without even awareness of death. I would have expected them to have funeral rites still. Apparently the members of Oblivion unearthed records of ceremonies that were conducted in Alexandria of old. It was they who put forth the proposal that the Queen thus be thus honoured. Leave it to that thought, thinking of such things. The people of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They're being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect their friends wanted to do something for them. Though Sveen was but a simulacrum, she was nonetheless a pillar for her people. The pain of her passing must run deep. Indeed, a funeral will give Alexandrians a chance to come together to express their grief, that they might overcome it. I wasn't sure at first, but I've decided to go, not only to be there for Golulja, but to put this chapter behind us. That I requested your presence was none other than to see if you wished to attend the funeral. You knew Sven as well, after all. Sometimes I wonder if there wasn't another way. You and me both. But we made our choices and are responsible for what comes of them. As vow, I'll attend the funeral in an official capacity. I owe it to the Alexandrian people to bear witness to their grief. I'd like it if you could be there to watch over everything, like you did all through the rite of succession. I feel the rest of us should go too. Regardless of the reason, the fact remains that we deprived Alexandria of a beloved ruler. It's only right that we remember who Sven was, to her people and to others. So let us stand with you. Then it's decided. Let's head to Solution 9 and look for Golulja in the back room. Though I too would ideally attend the funeral, given the circumstance, I think it is best that Lamatia represents us. Besides, I need to be on hand to oversee the city's repairs, which has taken longer than I expected. When that work is complete, we will finally look into installing new thrones. But to have Father's throne here still, it makes me feel he is close by. I'm quite happy for it to remain for a while. Nah. Well now, how good of you to come to see me again. You're always welcome at Neon Stang, adorable. You head into the back room. Glad to see the invitation reached you. As you may have heard, we were able to gather data on forgotten funeral costumes amidst old records. It appears to have been preserved by those who rue the loss of culture. Due to the proliferation of regulators, we're grateful for their foresight. It's good of you to come. We're expecting a large attendance for the funeral. The venue isn't like to hold everyone at once, but the altar will remain for those who couldn't be present during the ceremony. We ourselves plan to go and pay our respects afterwards. You ever heard of the Rio Dani Consortium? Absolutely can't stand that lot, let me tell ye. That's why I give the next arcade a wide berth. Even the residential district's too close for me liking, so I just crash here. You came for the funeral. Of course. I'm the only one who'll officially take part though. The others will watch over the proceedings. So how have you been? It's been a while since my last visit. I'm good. Shale is always teaching me new things. Recently I've learned about Everkeep systems and the mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge I'll need to use to my authority properly. Studious as always, I see. By way of a treat, I brought you gâteau au chocolat. It's a kind of cake. I think you like it. Thank you, Lamity, and thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel less nervous having you here. Out of curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In our world, it's common to offer flowers to the departed. It's much the same here, according to the records. Flowers will be distributed to all attendees. Considering that all the worlds used to be one, the practice of offering flowers may well share the same ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say? It's a relief to see that Gululja is doing well. He's been through too much for one so young. From a group that plotted to undermine the Tyrant King, to the shadows of one that aids their fellow citizens in the open, Oblivion has come a long way. For the people to take it on themselves and organize to hold a funeral, it speaks to their enduring love for Sveen. While we proposed the funeral, the royal administration took the brunt of the planning. One of their number can better explain what the ceremony will entail. Although I've been in the back room before, there was no time to see the sights. I should like to take a closer look at the equipment. Papa always said he didn't want a somber funeral, so we celebrated his life together with our victory. I'm sure he would have loved it. I like to think he was watching us from the world beyond, filling his cup every time we filled our own. Alexandria mourns. Gululja wishes to go and collect his flower for the funeral. The flowers are being handed out at Praxis Park. I'm thinking of heading over there now. We'll join you. There's a man I would like to speak with. Go-san. He was apparently Sven's aide, and the one who sent us the invitation. Come on, let's go. Yeah, let me just say the same as what you said. Resolution. People disappear. Diplomat's attendance will surely help strengthen relations between the two nations. I get the strong impression that both Tuliolo and Alexandria wish to put this tragic past behind them. It makes sense that Sven had loyal aides such as Go-san, given how much time she dedicated to walking among her people. While it appears souls are being issued, supply must be limited now that they're no longer being harvested. The grim face in the queue tell the tale. Judging from all the activity, I presume the funeral will be held here. Here he is, Go-san. All correspondence was being handled by the Wing of Reflection, so this is my first time speaking with Go-san. Why, you're... I'm the Wukulamat of Tuliola. Thank you for extending us an invitation to Queen Sven's funeral. We are honored, truly. I had seen you before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I am Go-san, former chief aide to the Queen. Since her passing, I have been responsible for administering affairs of state. Can we get our flowers here? Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers are being handed out at the counter yonder, alongside the regulators. What? We need to wear regulators for the funeral? Rest assured, they are not a requirement. We're aware that your people do not use them. You see, people in Alexandria of old wore tokens of mourning upon their persons when attending funerals. As such, tokens were black. It was suggested we might wear regulators painted the same colour. We've yet to produce enough for everyone, but we're distributing them as we are able. I see. It's regulator or no, the important thing is we remember Queen Sven. Remember her and her kindness as you make offering of your flower. I will. The proceedings will soon begin in this plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower.
Although we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands. Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old, while others came to us from Tuliolal. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows. How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies? You know the answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen Sphene brought us together. Inspired and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better, for ourselves as well as those around us. And in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us. So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed. And let us keep our beloved Queen forever in our hearts, that her memory might guide us unto the morrow. Would that I could find solace in my own words.
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
I miss her. She would always cheer me up when I was down. But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense.
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
What will happen indeed? Everything that we have, we owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
I still remember Her Majesty so clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliolo. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yokui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sphene, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that. I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit. As expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
True. But with that at least, we're not powerless to help. What is it, Guloja?
I was wondering, is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead? I remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts. It's the same with Queen Sphene. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad. But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad. I want to remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
Guloja.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought that up. Simply leaving Alexandria won't solve all their problems, I fear. The problem runs deeper than that. This seems a good place to continue our conversation. Seeing that child reminded me of myself, of how hard it was for me to accept that grandfather was gone. But that sadness is what gave me the strength to come this far. and I would never choose to regret it. Never. I hope the altar can provide comfort to those who need it. Hey, Gululja, do you really know nothing at all about your mother? Shale searched the system for information on residents, but the only mammal Jah she found listed were my father and me. Even if she died and was erased from people's memories, she should have been there, but she wasn't. Well, that you're here means that if she was here too, inside the dome, there can't be any other way about it. Do you want to know your mother? I think so, even if it makes me feel sad. I want to know her. So I want to try looking again, and if I don't find anything this time, I'll give up. I see. Well, if that's what you want. Then I'll help you. I'd like to help as well, and I believe I speak for the others too. But I can't bother you with this. You already came for the funeral. We came here not only for the funeral, but to see whether all was well in Alexandria. We're not about to just leave yet. Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. By retracing the steps of the man who kept his own counsel, we may gain knowledge that can serve the people of Alexandria. Alright, thank you everyone. If this is what Gulabja wants, then I'll help him however I can. After all, we're family. We might learn more about my father too. I hadn't thought about that. I understand all too well Gululja's desire. For the longest time I found my own father's actions inexplicable. If no records remain of Gululja's mother, then where do we begin our search? I can very much relate to his feelings. I pray Gululja finds what he seeks. In search of the past, Gravity has an idea on how you may proceed with your investigation. Assuming neither memories nor records of Gululja's mother remain, we must cast as wide a net as possible. I suggest we split into groups. Elita, if you could make inquiries inside the outskirts, the rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. A Mamulja woman? Their people have never been a common sight around here. Before the dome came over our heads. She was among the entourage of the Lance Guard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Tuliolo after their mission. But if any remained, I suppose they would have been trapped here with the rest of us. I haven't seen the Mamulja woman or any of the other Lance Guards since then, but I suppose it's possible some of them were trapped here with the rest of us. You're looking for a Mamulja woman? Oh, Galulaja's mother. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. I only know a little bit about Zoroja, and then only what my father told me. He said that before the dome cut us off from the outside world, a Tural Vidal had appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, Zoroja assembled a party of warriors, and with them confronted and felled the beast. It was interesting to hear of the king's feat in the past. What a battle it must have been between the king's men and Tural Vidal, and all without regulators too. Sorry, but I've never heard of a Majol woman living in these parts, much less one connected to Zoroja. You might have better luck talking to the people over at Tonawatan Settlement to the north of Everkeep, a place called Yuyuwata. The resilient son won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another, or so the story goes. If I remember correctly, their chief's name was Kaniiloka. Oh! The little arrow tells you where you were That's new? You head into the back room. Let's go in the back room. Solution 9 is vast indeed. Even with the teleporters, we could cover but a small portion of it. Zoroja rarely made public appearances, so the people had no idea how he spent most of his time. Yet I believe therein lies the key to the answers we seek. Ah, you're back too. I told Shale all about your search. I'm sorry, but I couldn't find out anything useful. None of the people I questioned had heard of a Mamulja woman before. Lamity didn't seem to have much luck. How did you fare? While I failed to learn anything directly related to Gulja's mother, I did find information which may shed some light upon Zoroja. Gulja has told me all. We previously tried to track down records of his mother, but came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, Hopefully we can get somewhere this time. Those concerning the mole gentlemen who belong to the Landsguard. Those concerning the settlement located in Uyutana, whose people are said to be fiercely loyal to their king. Those concerning the battle between Zoralja and a mighty beast which occurred in Usulani. Ah, so you spoke with quite a few different people as well. Let's combine all our findings and see what conclusions we might draw. So, Zoralja brought a retinue of Landsguard to Usulani, among whom was a female Mamulja. His mission was to rid the region of a Tural Vidal, and I believe it's safe to say that was the crisis in Uyuyata he resolved. If some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist the villagers with recovery efforts, then they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. We also heard stories about a settlement in Uyuyata. People lived there until nearly a decade ago. Zoralja made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a relocation home to his most loyal followers would be ideal, and if this Mamulja woman had remained there, they would have had occasion to come into contact. I see, but what could Zoralja have been doing in that village? I think we can answer that question. In order to retrace Zoralja's steps, Raha and I spoke with a researcher who worked at Origenics. He said that approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep, per the King's direct order. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was supposed to have been under the King's jurisdiction. It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that's all we could learn. It's plenty to go on. Even if the work there was classified, any materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So, if we look into transportation records... There it is. The routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation, but large deliveries were being made to Uyuyata. Far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years though. It's likely the facility has been decommissioned. Do you think that's where my mother was? We can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. This is amazing. Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all this out. Each piece of the puzzle may reveal little on its own, but when we put several together, a picture begins to form. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. A lesson I learned in another life. So, we'll be investigating this secret facility in Uyuyata then. And this time I want you to come along, Guluja. Uyuyata is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a hover cargo from the drift towns. Alright, thank you, Shale. Make your way to the drift downs when you're ready. Kilwusa will have a hover cargo ready for you. I wonder if this will be the next dungeon. I'll remain nearby after dropping you off. Just let me know when you're ready to come back. Someone would have noticed if Sorilja travelled from the drift dams. I expect he utilised a flying vehicle. We've seen how much has changed for the part of Usulani that's on this side of the dome. I wonder what it's like on the other. While the researcher we spoke with remembered that he had colleagues, he couldn't recall details about any specific individuals, not their names, nor what they were like. Weapons developed in secret with the aid of devoted followers. Nothing good will have come of this. The settlement in the outskirts. That was originally Tonawata Wan as well, yes? I wonder if Yuyuwata is similar to it. So, the hover cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been over there before. It's still inside the dome, so I don't expect it'll be too different from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You follow when it's safe to do so, alright? Alright, be careful everyone. New dungeon. I promised I'd look after Guluja, but I've hardly spent any time with him. I'm gonna make up for that. While I alone haven't seen much of the dome, I am no stranger to braving the unknown. I will not slow us down. We've seen the havoc that Balagamada wreaked upon Upgaraka. I wonder what this other Tural Vidal might have left in its wake. I can't help but be reminded of our foray into orogenics, and of Kafkia. If the facility was used to research new weaponry, then it will have had tight security. Even if it has been closed down, let us proceed with caution. Don't worry about me, I'm good at hiding from beasts. Ooh. Electrope has many uses. My father must have come here for a reason. The lightning hasn't let up here either. Even the creatures are electrified. There are beasts here too? You're electrified? Again? That one looks mean. Be careful. I guess we stepped into its territory. We've no choice but to press on. What are we doing now? An easy win. $705. So the facility is still here. What kind of research do they do here? While His Majesty's Royal Jah is not the first to conceive of transferring a beast's soul into a person's body, safety and ethical concerns have ensured no earnest attempts have been made to date. Yet our King believes there is no greater evil than to hinder the potential of man, so he has ordered us to make this conception a reality. He would bolster our military might and break through into the outside world. If our research will further this ambition, then perhaps it is worth pursuing. You okay out there, little Kalucha? clearly. What's up? That should do it for now. Our bodies are fragile vessels. While through the infusion of another person's soul confers strength and vitality, the soul of a beast yields mixed results. Even when stripped of memories, a feral soul can induce psychological instability in the subject. I suspect it's because a primal instinct remains. And while a certain amount of bestial ferocity is expected, and I dare say welcomed too, many souls can lead to physical mutations. For now, our objective shall be to determine the threshold beyond which a body is at risk of uncontrolled mutation. Are those dreadful? These are people, right? Genova? Here. The rate of transfiguration may be dictated by the potency of the soul consumed. We've experimented with fiends of great power. Mutations were observed after the infusion of merely a single soul. No better was this phenomenon illustrated than with poor Atticus. His body was altered irreparably, and he lost all capacity for rational thought. While the primary objective of this research was to utilize the soul of Draconia Vidal, I struggle to see a path forward. An alternative approach must be considered. father doing here? The source of our failures thus far has been the inability of our bodies to contain feral souls. What if we were to reverse the process by purging a beast of its memories and infusing it with a man's soul, one still possessed of its own memories? We stand to gain absolute control over a vessel of great power. My subordinate, who first proposed this brilliant hypothesis, shall have the honour of being the first to transcend our meagre limits. I must prepare his soul for extraction at once. I have a bad feeling about this. There's something unsettling about the ether here. Oh dear. You surrender your souls to King Zaralja. Oh no, what? What's going on here? That's the mechanic. I can't. Oh, I am not good at that mechanic at all. And it's instant kill. What the fuck? What the fuck, Square Enix? Why? Why do you do the twirly twirly thing? Oh my god. They are evil, evil, evil today. we contain the beast that seals our... The seal? The beast? What was he talking about? By the gods, what is that? Crap, this is awesome. Something's wrong. Don't rush ahead. What was that roar? Did it come from inside the storm? Is there any way to stop it? Okay, I think I found the rabbit from Monty Python. Has that thing been sealed away all this time? Too early to be down, no doubt about it. We must slay it before it breaks free. Where is it? Oh, it's there. I see it. God, we're gonna go just fight Super Saiyan Bunny. Right, okay. We're trapped here now. Just us and the bunny. Oh shit! Okay, so that makes a hole afterwards. I was expecting it to be an in-out thing. Shit! Fuck this bunny! Surprising me with like new stuff. Right, get away from that. That doesn't look good. Oh, and I won't be able to save you. Watch your step. Oh, this boss. They're almost alive. Watch your step. Phew, we did it, somehow. Still breathing, if only faintly. I felt the earth shake from all the way up the cliff. That was too close. It mustn't have been easy to imprison such a creature. Tyrant of Tyrell, truly a fitting description.
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Vali Armanda.
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility. The Tyrell Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject. Though I expect Zeralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
It's still breathing. It's not dead.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
This would allow one to wield the power of a Tyrell Vidral.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures, but in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
So, you've given him permission?
Teshalja, you will assist Kaniloka. As one of the Landsguard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments. You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project? Or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power. But with no one to rely upon, we must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliyollal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours. That which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
A child from him?
Are you all right?
Teishalja. Could she be my mother?
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Ubiko women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kanaloka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishalja there.
That's where we're going next then.
It seems this Kanekoa was in charge here. From your recounting, he was quite dedicated to Zoralja. The villagers were likely monitoring the imprisoned Tural Vidal at Zoralja's behest, and at some point they became involved in the research of souls. Teishalja, you said her name was. I wonder what her story is. Now that the danger is behind us, it started sinking in just now how unsettling this place is. Hard to believe it used to be a village. But you should be able to peer into the Tural Vidal's past. I wonder what that implied for the beast's consciousness while it was sealed away. I wish I could have seen into the past like you, then I could see people who are gone. Because there aren't any other Mamulja women here. For a long time I couldn't imagine what my mother looked like. But when I visited Tuliyollal and saw some, I was finally able to picture her in my mind. And one day, I hope I can see what she actually looked like as well. Is it alright if I go around by myself now? The villagers were likely monitoring the imprisoned Tural Vidal at Zoralja's behest. At some point they became involved in the research of souls. Teishalja, you said her name was. I wonder what her story is. It seems this Calicola was in charge here. From your accounting, he was quite dedicated to Solo Jaja. Now that the danger's behind us, it started thinking how to settle these places. I've hard to believe it used to be a village. Among the abandoned, Kryl is eager to begin searching the research facility. While we discern the purpose of the research conducted here, the traces of it might afford us greater insight into what came of it. Let us look around for information as well as a way to the upper level. I shall continue this next time. In the meantime, thank you all for watching. Love you all. Bye for now. Mwah. Okay, Halle.